Surprised, like I've never had a cop from anybody.
That's with you. I usually get real quick. There.
This thing is super fast. I mean, I had
It's just a lot slower just for checking. Yeah. Well, trust me, that's why I want you to see that. You take a full scoop, throw it in there. By the time you get another scoop, it's right.
Yeah, I mean,
You can't overfill it, you can't disrupt it. It's crazy. What you can only do like a half a bucket. If you're a real heavy black sand, heavy mineral base, you only want to do about a half a bucket. But it's the stand that I have for it. Oh god, it's so easy. It's so fast to clean it. Yeah, no, trust me. It's
why do you have to clean it out?
because there's a trap in there that's a fluid bed. You open up the flap, dump it in a bucket, close the flap, back and go again.
See, I thought the fluid bed it continually turns itself over.
It does, but
until your chamber is full of gold.
right. But you got to remember, fine gold. If you got heavier black sands, coarser black sands that are heavier than the fine, what is it going to replace it? You follow me? Especially if you're in a place with fine gold, you want to clean it out every half bucket. If it's coarse or chunky, you can roll it bucket after bucket. See what I'm saying? But it's faster than anything I have. Any sluice faster than the high banker, everything.
My gold hog sluice, I can run quite a bit. Yeah, so you know what I'm saying? Like, if you go through that carefully, you're gonna have a lot.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Because you thought you saw something bigger?
Yeah.
Well, look, it's only just a little something. As long as you clean it up slowly.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to.
I'll dry it out.
You're gonna have to put on some reading glasses.
No, I have magnifiers with lights on. I do. I do dry it.
Not me. Fuck no.
Put it on a hot plate, the pan. But yeah.
Yeah, I think the water was good. Make it?
All right, ladies and ladies, we're on the bench. Back from the weekend at Yahula Creek in Lumpkin County. Extremely fine gold, extremely fine. I think there's a few small, tiny pieces that are a little bit better. So what I did is I just heated up the cons. And what I'm gonna do in typical fashion, I got it all nice and dry. I don't have the classifier screen set yet. So we're gonna classify the plus and minus kitchen strainer size. We got our magnets. We're going to demagnetize everything, separate the magnetics out from the non-magnetics, and then we'll start running it through and panning it back. It's going to take a while. It's some really, 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 really fine gold here. And just so you understand what I'm talking about, I'm using one of these just to be able to see some of it. It's so small, but yeah, it's fun nonetheless. We got a little bit of color. Nothing groundbreaking. Yeah, so let's get to it. Yep. Still a little warm. It's all right though. Let's do a little bit at a time. Probably better to go down to 50 mesh and have the classifier set. I just don't have one yet. But it's fine. Separating out the magnetics though, for me,
from my experience, it makes a lot of difference in cleanup. Especially running the final cleanup through the fluid or the miller table. And that's our plus and minus, guys. Plus. Now what I'll do. And again, I'm just using a empty medicine bottle, a magnet on the end of a, in clash fashion, kind of, but yeah, a little bit. In a little bit, and you see how big those magnetics are, but it's more out of curiosity with the big stuff. You don't really have to pull the magnetics out of the big stuff. I'm gonna put this in a bigger pan. It'll help spread it out a little better. Let's see. A little bit. A little bit. That's all the magnetics out of the course. You see in there, a piece of a nail in there, I think, or a wire. Old piece of steel. Pretty brittle. That's cool. Yeah, we'll take a closer look at it out of the magnetics. I'm gonna go ahead and pan this back and see if there's anything in here. I don't think so, but we'll take a look. All right, get back with you. We're just gonna get the magnetics out of here. This is the fine. This is the minus kitchen strainer size. Oh yeah, you can see that, guys. Look at that. Look at how much magnetic just pulled out of there. I mean, that's just crazy amount of magnetics. Look at that. It's just nuts, right? This is nuts. The magnet won't even come off of there. Oh, too much. But you get to see how much is in there. It's crazy. Need to screw that down on a stick of wood. Be a good test for mining magnets devices. I do have their little bit that you can put on the end of a screwdriver. Works pretty good. But getting into a lot of fine magnetics like that is, you almost need a tool, like a device like he's got it where it'll separate it out. But we're small potatoes. We just run buckets. We don't run massive yardage. A lot of magnetics in there, wow. I'm still pulling it out. Look at all that. I mean, that's crazy. That's crazy. It's a crazy amount of magnetics. Pretty good for the strong magnet, and then now I'm going to clean up with the mining magnets, bit magnet for the finer stuff. Get the rest of it out of there. There's a lot of fine, small stuff in there. We'll get. All right, guys, get back with you. What it's gonna get. I'll show you guys how much magnetics are pulled out of there. That's all magnetics, that whole thing. And there's gold in it. I looked at it in a magnifier. There's still gold in there. So. Yeah, a lot of magnetics, but that's what you're fighting, trying to get gold out of separating the gold. If this is in there and you're trying to sluice it and all of that, you're losing. Like, you got to get this stuff classified down like a lot to get that fine gold out of there. And this is our coarse magnetics, fine magnetics. Plus kitchen strainer, minus kitchen strainer. That dream map, front row gold. All right, guys, here's the weigh-in. This is a total of this is 6 buckets. I did 2 buckets on the first day and 4 buckets on the second day in a different area where we were at. It's gold. Trying to get the glare out of it and get you guys, you can see it. Not too bad. I couldn't get it super clean. So this weight, there's still some real fine micro black sand in there that I got to clean out, but gives you a decent idea. Got it zeroed out. We'll do the weigh. Uh, 0.25. 0.25. It's not terrible. This is all done with a fluid bed sluice. There's some bigger chunks in there, you can see. Try to get that in there. That's some bigger chunks in there. But super fine too. I mean, that stuff's like micro, but you can see how much black sand, so you got to take off a little bit of that once I get it perfectly cleaned up. But even on the Miller table, it was extremely hard to clean, but you can just see how small a lot of that is. But yeah, just shows you that the fluid bed picks up the real micro stuff. And I mean, you're talking super micro, where you can't even hardly see it. And that's why when I'm dealing with fine gold, I use the magnetic goggles when I'm doing the cleanup, because it's just so hard to see. And I look at the tailings afterwards to make sure I'm getting 100% of the fines out of my material. You saw how much magnetic black sand there was. It was an insane amount. There was one tiny little micro in all of that black sand. So it just took a lot of time. The cleanup took way longer than I'm used to. New material, new place, you have to adapt. But yeah, it's actually reading 2.7 now, but moved it around. Let's see. Yeah, 2.7, or I mean 0.27, but 2.6. Yeah, it is what it is. Not terrible. Fluid bed sluice, the stand worked beautifully. Fluid bed sluice, just it for moving a lot of material quickly and to catch that fine of gold actually does really well. I'm actually really shocked. The only piece of equipment I have that captures as well as the fluid bed is the little high banker with the Jarvine riffle and the micromat and dream mat in there. But appreciate you all watching, and we'll catch you on the next one.